Hello again, everybody. It's Todd Struch, the horror nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's first day of the convention. I am having a great time. You know, a lot of these conventions sort of focus on the celebrities, you know, the film and TV people. I like to show some love to the artists and vendors and filmmakers and such that appear at these conventions and just show them some love, being an indie filmmaker myself. So our first interview of the day is with the lovely Bianca Crespo. Bianca, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I am doing great.
Great.
So this is actually our second meeting.
Yes.
I had a great time the first time. What have you been up to since a few months ago that we met?
Gosh, what haven't I been up to? I feel like I'm always juggling so many projects, but right now I'm working on a 3-episode series, docu-series on YouTube about the Black Dahlia.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been in touch with the detective, and he has a lead on his father being the killer of the entire case.
Shut up, really?
Mm-hmm. I know. Out of the blue, I emailed him, and I'm like, he's never going to respond.
Breaking news.
Right? No, seriously. A little preview. It's been a work in progress for a long time, but I emailed him out of the blue, and he responded right away. He's like, listen, there's a documentary I've been working on. Not sure where it's going to go, but you're more than welcome to use this information. So
wow.
I said, wow, okay.
That is really cool, because that is probably one of the most infamous cases of all time.
Over 70 years ago, 70 years
Yeah,
ago,
something
yeah.
like that. Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a very interesting process to get all that evidence into a docuseries. That's why I figured 3 parts I think will be good.
Nice.
I think, yeah.
I mean, what made you decide to do that project? Is it just the notoriety of the case, or does it hold some fascination for you?
Since it's been so long since it happened, people have lost sight of the fact that it was a woman who died, and I feel like people have kind of glamorized it a bit, and I'd like to really kind of get to the depth and truth of it, and to really bring it to light and realize, you know, help people realize that it was a young woman who passed away and she deserves justice. So that's what really made me try and figure out what happened, what actually happened, because we still don't know, and it's been a long time.
It has, yeah.
You would think something would come up, and it's been such a popular case, so that's what really made me want to tap into it, and I'm like, all right, maybe I can figure out what happened. So that's kind of how it came about.
That would be awesome. I will look forward to seeing that. That's very cool.
Yeah, for her. Mostly for her, not for me. Just, I really hope for her.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're also an author, right? Tell the fans out there about your work and, you know, and what your inspirations are.
So currently I have a short story collection that is in the vein of Twilight Zone or Creepshow, if you like those. And then I have 2 poetry books that I call poetic memoirs about my life in Hollywood, life in college, rebirth, things like that. All based on true stories, so it's a little bit different than your average poem, I like to think. And what really inspires me, I guess, is true life and the odd and absurdity of it all. Because you would guess, like, oh, fiction is strange, or it's like, oh, no, real life is much stranger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Reality is much more bizarre.
Art imitates life, right? So,
precisely, yeah.
So there's a question, I can't remember if I asked you this the last time, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm always very curious when it comes to creative people.
Right.
How does inspiration strike? Like, do you have an idea for a poem? Do you sit bolt upright in the middle of the night, jot it down, or do you set aside time every day and like, okay, I'm going to sit and write today? How does that work for you?
It's usually pretty immediate. Like, I feel like I get ideas every day. I'm a little ADHD like my father, very creative and very like on constantly, and I feel like anything could really be a spark for me. Like, oh, that's a great idea, but let's try it this way. Like, it could be a movie, it could be a trip to the gas station, it could be, you know, anything really, or 7-Eleven. You know?
Listen, those places are creepy sometimes, right? I watched a movie the other day, a horror movie, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Right.
Attractive girl stops at the creepy gas station. What could go wrong,
yeah,
right?
You never know, right?
Exactly.
I'm sure she's going to have a great time.
Exactly.
Pumping that gas.
Exactly. So you also have a YouTube show,
yes,
right?
I do.
So tell us about that.
Sure. It's called That Ghoul Next Door. It's true crime and paranormal investigations. And again, I'm working on the Black Dahlia case, but I also am working on the Karen Reed case that is going on in the Boston area. And if you have not tuned into that case, the second trial is going on right now and is insane. The level of deep corruption and odd and absurdity. You want to talk about weird reality? Go look up the Karen Reed case. I highly recommend it. So I'm working kind of on that now for the show. So
very cool.
It's been great, yeah.
I will keep an eye out for that.
Great.
One final question, Bianca. If you had a piece of advice you could give to all the independent artists out there, authors maybe, or vloggers, or whatever it might be, on the indie level, what piece of advice would you give people?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like grassroots campaigns are very underappreciated. Like attending conventions, being up and close and personal with people, and really showing them, look, this is what I made. This is something I think is interesting. I would love you to give me a chance to, show you what more I can do. I feel like working hard in that circuit is so valuable. And I feel like you just have to keep going for it with that. I feel like it's a lot of grunt work, but it does pay off in the long run. I know from experience, it really does. I've met you, I've met so many great people, I've met our videographer right here. There you go. So I feel like it really does pay off. So yeah, I guess that would be my advice.
Awesome. I'm sure Dave appreciated that little shout out right there. Like, I'm sure he does. Look at his face.
He's so happy.
All right, Bianca, before I let you go, just tell the folks how they can find you and find your work and keep up with you.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Bianca Crespo. It's very simple. No X's or O's, no numbers, just Bianca Crespo. And that's where you'll find all my work. Yeah.
Awesome.
You're very welcome.
Bianca, thank you again for a few minutes of your time. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Great to see you.
I say all the time, I'm just a fan who gets to do some cool stuff, and I get to meet some interesting and great people. Bianca Crespo, everybody, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City. This is Todd Strouch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.
Great.